With Rainbow Six Siege having so many unique weapons and gadgets, it's possible to die in some pretty weird ways. We've all been in situations where we've killed someone in a way we've never seen before, and we look up at the kill feed and go, I didn't even know there was a kill icon for that. So in today's video, I'll be going through and discussing all of the rarest kill icons in Rainbow Six Siege. I got the idea for this video from Great Blue. He's a TF2 YouTuber, so go show his channel some love in the description below. Now, before we can get into which kill icons are the rarest, you first must understand what a kill icon actually is. Kill icons are the icons that show up in the kill feed between two players to describe how they died. A kill icon being rare can be for a variety of reasons. It could require a very specific scenario for it to occur. It could be for a weapon that is rarely used and hard to get kills with, or it could be for a unique gadget that is not good for getting kills with. No matter the reasons, I'll be splitting the icons into different categories to help sort them out. The first of these categories is throwables. Pretty much every throwable gadget in Rainbow Six Siege deals 5 damage on impact. However, some are harder to get than others. You can get unique kill icons for throwing a candela, flashbang, smoke grenade, want to send smoke walls, and even Tuberal's freeze canisters at low HP enemies. However, these icons are not super rare because these gadgets are designed to be thrown in the direction of enemies, so it would not be impossible to see these on accident in a normal match, and I've definitely seen them multiple times myself. However, some defender gadgets are not designed to be thrown at opponents, and so they are kind of rarer. Gadgets like Alibi's Prismas, Azami's Kibas, Fenrir's F-Knot Mines, Ella's Grismots, Wamai's Magnets, Valkyrie cameras, and proximity alarms are all meant to be pre-deployed around the map. So defenders having one in their pocket is rare in and of itself. And even if they do, the chances of them ever throwing one at an enemy is quite slim. So these are definitely up there and pretty rare, especially since the player would have to be at 5 HP to die to these throwables. But I think the rarest in this throwable category would be Thatcher's EMPs and Impact EMPs. The reason I say this is because so many won't even have these longer than a minute into the round. Secondly, unlike some of the defender gadgets like Grismot mines or Fenrir mines before, EMPs don't cause any bad effects on enemies outside of disabling their sights, so players will rarely think to throw an EMP towards their opponent. They'd be more likely to use their EMP to disable important utility around them that are hindering their push rather than to just throw them at enemies. So because of that, I think the Impact EMP specifically is probably the rarest in this category of kill icons. Now the next category is weapons. These icons are pretty self-explanatory. It's basically just getting a kill with a weapon, but the rarest ones are going to be for weapons that are extremely uncommon to see used. The first example of this that immediately came to my mind when I thought of this was the ITA-12L shotgun. This shotgun is pretty much never used. It's available on Solace, Jackal, and Mira. However, Mira's Vector outclasses it in every way. The P90 is by far the most popular option on Solace, and Jackal is an attacker with a secondary shotgun, so the reasons to pick the ITA-12 on him is minimal. This results in it being one of the rarest guns to see picked in Siege. I think I might have seen it maybe 3 times in the kill feed over my entire 5,000 hours of game time. You'll only ever see this weapon picked in casual, and even then it's quite rare. This same philosophy is also seen in the 612, Super 90, and FO12 shotguns. They are all on operators with much better weapons. However, they are slightly more common than the ITA-12L, which is why they don't immediately come to my mind when thinking of bad weapons. Trying to get kills with them can be difficult though, so they're definitely not worth excluding from this video. The USP-40 and the M249 SAW fall into the same category as well, but they're just in a different weapon class. They're both weapons that are kind of weak and available on operators that have much better weapons. Now the C75 Auto is a different story. This weapon is rare to see simply for the fact that it is so terrible. The iron sights on the gun block your vision, which makes it hard to hit shots, so on the operators where this is available, people avoid it and use their primary instead. It's definitely not the rarest in this category because I've used it personally on operators like Thorn, but it's definitely not common either. Another icon that could arguably be considered rare is the headshot icon for any of the shotguns. It is very rare for you to see enemies or yourself hitting headshots with a normal pump or semi-auto shotgun. This is because typically when you are using a shotgun, you are trying to aim for the body to have the most amount of pellets hit your target. Aiming head level means not as many pellets will hit, and even if you do, you have to have multiple pellets land head level to kill them. So getting a headshot kill with a shotgun is rare and typically just lucky or an accident. However, the rarity of all of these is nothing compared to the Gon 6. This is an extremely rare icon because the weapon only deals 10 HP of damage, it has 1 bullet total, and it's a weapon designed for destroying utility. So most players will just use it on a bulletproof camera, a Banshee, or a Maestro camera and move on with their day. The only time I've ever seen myself or others use the Gon 6 as a weapon was on accident, but even in those scenarios, a kill very rarely happens because your enemy has to be 10 HP or less. Most of the time when you pull out the Gon 6 and shoot it at your opponent, you'll just end up missing and doing no damage, or you'll just get shot and die before you're able to deploy it. So seeing this kill icon is arguably the rarest in the weapons category. After weapons, we have the gadgets category. This has a ton of variety that we can discuss. Notable mentions here that aren't super rare but are uncommon at the very least include Bandit's batteries, electric claws, Aruni gates, bar wire, goo mines, track stingers, Twitch's drones, Zophia's launcher, and Tachanka's fire. All of these gadgets you do see kill icons for every once in a while, but they are less common than some of the other gadgets in the game. They're typically because they are either less commonly picked, they are a weak gadget overall, they require unique situations to get a kill with, and or they don't deal enough damage. However, there are some really unique and difficult ones in this category. Habana's pellets, Asus Selmas, and the secondary Heartbreach charge are some that immediately came to my mind. They are extremely slow to detonate, meaning that defenders will move out of the way most of the time when you use them, and they don't deal a whole lot of damage either. This results in kills from this gadget only really happening when someone is downed and a player decides to finish them with their gadget. This also applies to Mozzie's pests, Ash's charges, and Maverick's blowtorch, where I've only seen their icons for myself finishing down opponents. However, I think the real contenders for this category would be any of the shields and Rayor's panels. Many people have no idea that each shield has their own unique kill icon. You can get these by meleeing a defender through a soft wall if they are at or below 10 HP. This makes it quite rare because a defender has to be low HP and get meleeed through a soft wall for it to proc, and the situations where that occurs are few and far between. It requires way too specific of a circumstance to ever see them, which is why before this video I only knew Blitz's shield had a specific kill icon because all the other ones I had never seen before in my entire 5,000 hours. But Rayor's panels are arguably even rarer. I honestly had no idea this kill icon even existed until editing this video. The way you get this icon is by deploying your barricade while a low HP defender is standing close to you. This will deal damage to them, allowing you to get the kill. Because of how niche a situation this requires, it's honestly a contender for the rarest in this whole video. Now, the final category is miscellaneous. This is where all the kill icons that don't really fit within the first three are located. And there are only 3 icons that I think could really be classified as rare here. Those being the fall damage icon, the walking out of the map icon, and Aruni's punch. Fall damage is pretty self-explanatory. You just have to die to fall damage and the icon will appear. This typically occurs on accident, but since so few maps have spots where you even take fall damage, this is rarely seen in games. Walking out of the map also has the same issues. Since most maps don't allow players to walk outside of the playable area in the first place, you're very rarely going to see this icon in your games. However, Aruni's punch is a pretty interesting one because she's the only operator in the game with a unique melee icon. It's still not super rare though because all you really have to do is get a melee, but since a lot of people don't even know it exists, I figured I'd put it in this video. With all of the categories covered now, what would be the rarest icon of them all? Well, I think there is an argument for 2 of them. The first being the Gon 6. It is extremely difficult to get a kill with this weapon for the fact that it only has 1 bullet and since it only deals 10 HP. However, the one thing stopping me personally from considering it the rarest is the fact that you can finish a downed opponent with it and still get the icon. This is not the case with Rayor's panel icon, which is why I will be crowning it as the rarest kill icon in R6. Anyways, that wraps up today's video. Let me know if you think I missed any icons, and let me know if you agree with my choice for the rarest kill icon in Siege in the comments down below. If you enjoyed today's video, I make Siege content just like this twice a week, so go subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitter if you don't want to miss the next upload. Also, make for sure to show Great Blue's channel some love for the video idea. His TF2 content is insanely good. You'll probably like his as well. Now, if you want to watch another video just like this one, a video will be popping up on your screen right now that I'm sure you'll all enjoy. I'll see you next time, friends, and peace.